Next, I'd like to introduce Roger Krulak. He's the CEO of FullStack Modular LLC. They're pioneering processes for creating more efficient, more sustainable building materials to help solve the affordable housing deficit our country is experiencing. He has a number of ideas for a future that incorporates innovative, off-site, built construction for large-scale urban multifamily developments. Please welcome Roger Krulak to share his ideas on constructing the affordable housing of the future.
Hello, I'm Roger Krulak, as you just heard, and I've been asked to share my information in a number of formats, and the shortest one I've ever done is 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to condense that into 5. So FullStack Modular is a fully volumetric modular company, and we focus on manufacturing mid to high-rise buildings, Type 1 construction, all in a factory and as completed as possible in the factory. And we also have an agreement and work with organized labor in that process and have since 2012. And the idea of embracing industrialization into the creation of the built environment, and specifically housing, is a journey that I've been on for about 15 years. And I just thought, in order to sort of to level set, I'd give you some of the information that's sort of out there and understand what the potential opportunity is for what we do at FullStack and in other companies throughout the country. So McKinsey put out a report in 2019, which you see up here, and they did an analysis to provide what the opportunity was for industrialized construction. And the two big numbers worth noting up here, and it's available online. You should read it. It's pretty interesting if you're interested in creating housing, which I know all of you are. Which is the opportunity to create a 50% time savings and up to approximately a 20% cost savings on creating buildings. And in 5 minutes, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So the other thing that's worth noting is the word modular is very hard to describe. Modular is applied to all kinds of things, everything from sealants to cabinets to wall panels to fully volumetric construction, and this is a nice description of what it is. The modular industry is a group of people who use industrialization in order to create pieces of the built environment, either very complex or very simple, everything from curtain walls and window systems all the way to fully volumetric, completed, complex buildings. We fall on the more complex spectrum of that, but all of it is modular, so in my opinion, the word has very little meaning, but the opportunity is big. And here are some of the opportunities for the value proposition, as I said: time savings, cost savings, safety, low neighborhood disruption, highly sustainable. Anything sound bad to you so far? And the other thing about it is it's obviously code compliant and rapidly deployable. So my favorite slide. So conventional construction process versus a modular or industrialized solution. Up top, you see the infinite loop of the development process. Come up with an idea, have a fantastic general contractor price it out for you, realize you're over budget and the deal doesn't work, value engineer it, redesign it, so on and so on and so on. If you're not smiling now or crying, I would be surprised. And then eventually, at the end of the day, you find out you're over budget and you still have to make the deal work, et cetera, so on and so forth. The opportunity of embracing industrialized construction is several-fold. One of them is the design works much faster because we use some parameters on top of conventional multifamily parameters in order to embrace a solution that is easily manufactured and predictable. And the result of that is that you know the costs way up front. And the opportunity is if you're willing to embrace an industrialized process, meaning that you can control the amount of variability in the process, you have the ability to take advantage of the economies of scale that all industrialization creates and save time and money. So a little bit about FullStack Modular and the way that we think. In our factory, although we do have workers and the workers are trained and actually union members, the work that we do in the factory is not organized by trade. It's actually organized by the most efficient process that you could do in order to create a building. So we call those assemblies and sub-assemblies. And here are examples of some of our assemblies and sub-assemblies that are the primary focus. Our steel chassis, which is in green there, is the superstructure, the moment connection, forces, and the unit definition. The facade is manufactured and installed in the factory, and then things like kitchen assemblies and bathroom sub-assemblies are all created in their own areas of the factory and assembled, like a car or a telephone or anything that's manufactured, including everything that goes into a building is manufactured except for the building. So the advantage of thinking this way allows you to be very definitive about what it is that you're creating and how they're going to get assembled, everything down to the details, pieces and parts, the way it's distributed, the engineering associated with it, the level of sustainability, and this is how we figure out what a job is going to cost. And we take all the pieces and parts, how long it's going to take to build them, how much time it's going to take to build them, how we can organize them to meet the market need. And then the value of that is once you've done that, it really doesn't matter what the building look and feels like. You have all kinds of opportunities to recreate, reorganize using the same pieces and parts. And we organize that into what we call as a cost stack, which is really understandable and not 15 CSI sections, but what does it cost to put the kitchens in? What does it cost to build the infrastructure? What does it cost to build the envelope that it's sitting in? So it's very easy to understand where the cost savings opportunities are and where they exist. The other advantage of what we do, building in a factory, allows for very tight tolerances and inclusion of all kinds of things that are a little bit harder conventionally. So we measure all of our buildings against ILFI standards for carbon footprint, and both on an operational and a embodied carbon, we stack up pretty well. And yes, that was a pun on words. So, and you're welcome to look at that. Anyway, we built the tallest modular building in the world, which is no longer the tallest modular building in the world, which actually I like quite a bit, but it's still the tallest in North America, half affordable, half market in Brooklyn. We are working on projects in California. We have factory in Hamden, Connecticut now, and Portland, Oregon. Highly attractive, lots of variability. It does not have to look modular, although I think that's a pretty good thing. It doesn't have to. We were winner of an RFP in New York for an all-affordable modular building as well. And I think I did it in 5 minutes. Anyway, so that's my contact information. Thank you so much for having me here, and kudos to NHP for all the work that they do.